Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck next week. The list of the world's richest persons can vary from year to year, depending on their latest net worth and financial performance. Here is the latest list of the world's top 10 richest persons of 2022. Number 10. Warren Buffett. Buffett is the owner of Berkshire Hathaway, the great investment enterprise with stocks in Apple, Duracell, American Express, Coca-Cola, and many more. For that reason, his net worth is $101 billion. Since he was young, he's been a business enthusiast. At 11, he bought his first shares in the stock market as an adult. In 1962, he began to buy Berkshire Hathaway stocks. It was a textile company at the time, and he would shortly control so many of them that he managed to change the course of the enterprise and change it into an insurance and investment company. Buffett donates large amounts of money through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and organized the Giving Pledge campaign, which is led by billionaires who pledge to donate at least half of their fortunes. Still, half is little for Warren Buffett, so he's willing to give away 99% of his net worth to philanthropic deeds. Number 9. Steve Ballmer. Ballmer owes his fortune to Microsoft. He was friends with Bill Gates, who hired him as a business manager. His salary was $50,000, plus 10% of all the earnings from the enterprise. The problem was that Microsoft grew so fast that paying him 10% of the earnings became quite tedious, so he signed a new contract to get 8% of the enterprise's stocks in exchange for forgetting about the earnings. Ballmer agreed, and when the enterprise went to the stock market in 1986, he earned $56 million all at once. In 2008, he became CEO of Microsoft after Bill Gates stepped down. During his time there, they created the operating system, Windows Phone, and the first Xbox devices. However, Forbes named him one of the worst executives in the world for not letting Microsoft plunge into the world of touch screens. Perhaps that was the reason he left the position in 2014 and isn't close to Bill Gates anymore. Anyway, he now amasses a $107 billion fortune and bought his own NBA team, the Los Angeles Clippers, for $2 billion. Before we move on, we've got a speed challenge for you. If you subscribe to Top 10 videos and hit the bell icon in the next 5 seconds, you'll win 10 years of incredible luck. Give it a shot, it actually works. Number 8. Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison is the owner of Oracle, the enterprise that the Chinese sold TikTok to after Trump made them sell. As a young man, Ellison dropped out of college and set up software development laboratories, a custom software creation enterprise. Some years later, the CIA hired him to develop a database called Oracle, and it was so successful it became his star product. So he named his company like this and started to sell this database as standardized software. Every big enterprise needs databases, so Oracle is everywhere. Currently, Larry Ellison's net worth is $117 billion. He's famous for his eccentricities, such as having a series of millionaire mansions and villages all over the world, purchasing a $300 million yacht and an island in Hawaii for $300 million as well, and even having 2 military planes. Number 7. Sergey Brin. Both Sergey Brin and Larry Page are the founders of Google, and Brin owns 16 of the Alphabet stocks. This is the parent company. As a young man, he was really into maths, and while he was doing his master's degree, he met Larry Page. So the two of them developed a search engine that was initially called Backup, before becoming a resounding success called Google. The source of earnings for this search engine is the advertising platform Google AdWords that was created in 2000. Over time, other products popped up such as Google Chrome, the operating system Android, and in 2006 they bought YouTube for $1.6 billion. In 2015 they created Alphabet as the parent enterprise, and Brin became the first president until 2019. At that time he was rarely seen at Google events because he said he was working on a new project, a high-speed blimp. Currently, Sergey Brin is worth $1 billion. Number 6. Larry Page. Larry Page is Sergey Brin's partner, and together they created Google based on PageRank, the algorithm that ordered web pages based on the number of links they have. Page was in charge of running the enterprise, where, as Brin managed the special projects, he has a similar percentage of Google stocks to his partner, so he's accumulated a $129 billion fortune. Number 5. Mark Zuckerberg. Ever since he was little, Zuckerberg has always been a computer enthusiast. At Harvard, he created FaceMash, common app where you could see students' photos and rate them. The experiment had to end because he was accused of having hacked the university website to get those photos. In the next year, 2004, he created Facebook, a social network that began as only for students from certain countries, but 2 years later it was open to anyone who had an email address. The page became profitable thanks to advertising, and in 2011 he bought Instagram for $1 billion, and in 2014 he bought WhatsApp for $21.8 billion. Thanks to all this, he has built up a $142 billion fortune. Zuckerberg has not been free of scandal. He had to go to the US Congress to defend himself against accusations that Cambridge Analytica had politically used Facebook data to favor the Trump campaign. Due to the several gestures he made during the interrogation, the conspiracy said Zuckerberg wasn't a human. This theory stems from a joke made at a conference. Number 4. Bill Gates. William Henry Gates III began to program computers at 13. In 1975, while he was still studying at Harvard, he founded Microsoft, this company that developed operating systems to sell to computer manufacturers. Back then, IBM copied the Apple II computer using an Intel microprocessor, so Gates bought an operating system from programmer Tim Patterson for $50,000 and sold it to IBM under the name MS-DOS so IBM could put the system on its new PCs. IBM would pay Microsoft a tiny amount for each computer it sold with the MS-DOS installed. However, it didn't acquire the property rights when other manufacturers copied IBM's PC. They saw no problem installing Microsoft's program on it, thus Gates became rich. Some years later, Apple invented the desktop interface icons and mouse, and Gates struck back with the program we all know as Windows. Apple took him to trial for plagiarism, but Gates was found innocent. Now he's worth $152 billion and is dedicated to charity through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Plus, he was the founder of the Giving Pledge campaign, so he'll donate at least half of his fortune. Number 3. Bernard Arnault. Bernard Arnault was the owner of the Christian Dior stores. He started to work at Ferret 7L, his father's construction enterprise, in 1971. 7 years later he took over ownership of the company, and with the earnings he bought the finance company Financier Agassi, and the textile enterprise Busac, which owned Christian Dior. At the end of the 80s he invested part of his earnings in buying the Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy Corporation. He became a huge conglomerate that, apart from the Louis Vuitton brand, also includes very famous companies such as Sephora for cosmetics, Givenchy for fashion and fragrance, or Bulgari for jewelry. Also, he bought the design house Tiffany & Co. for $15.8 billion. This was the most expensive purchase of a luxury enterprise ever. All these enterprises have led him to have a net worth of $198.4 billion. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take me 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal: you just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribes button and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 15 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 2. Jeff Bezos. Jeffrey Preston Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, started to build up his fortune in 1995 when he founded Cadabra.com. This website offered an online book catalog so that the public could buy and receive them by mail. Soon after, he changed its name to Amazon. It didn't take long for the web page to become a real success, and the business was soon expanded to CDs, DVDs, toys, and just about anything, for which Bezos currently has a $202 billion fortune. In 2000, Bezos founded Blue Origin, an enterprise that aims to provide low-cost space travels. Thanks to it, he was able to spend 11 minutes in space in July 2021. He also owns The Washington Post. In 2019, he reported his intimate photos had been used to blackmail him, and details of his extramarital relationship came to light at the same time that he announced his divorce process. According to some investigations, the Saudi government obtained the messages and photos by hacking Bezos's phone in revenge for the criticisms of the Washington Post. His divorce was the most expensive ever. His ex-wife was compensated with $35 billion. Number 1. Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the most futuristic millionaire of all, founded X.com in 1999. This is a financial startup that ended up merging with Confinity, the company that owns PayPal. Musk was the majority partner with 11.8% of the stocks. In 2002, the company was sold to eBay, and Musk got $180 million. With 100 of them, he founded SpaceX, a company that is involved in producing space shuttles. Musk has in mind reaching Mars and creating tour packages for the moon. SpaceX has a project called Starlink, which plans to deliver low-cost global internet through 11,943 satellites in space. He invested another $70 million from the sale of PayPal and Tesla, an electric car manufacturer. The remaining $10 million were invested in SolarCity and enterprises that make solar energy affordable. Musk is also the founder of the Boring Company, which plans to create high-speed trains that would operate in vacuum tunnels. Currently, he has a net worth of none other than $204 billion. So many dollar bills, he could surely build a path from Earth to Mars. This is the end of the over video. Do you want to make billions? Who is your idol? Let us know in the comment box down below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more amazing videos.